Welcome to this tutorial to locate the FERPA requests made by students so that you can see what their FERPA status is and who they've also authorized to receive information. We'll start at the Montreat webpage, go to Faculty and Staff. You'll sign into the intranet. And you have to click Login. Wait a second. You'll choose the Faculty Staff Info System and the FERPA authorization list. Now, as a refresher about FERPA, it's important to remember that our default for all students when they first enter the college is we will share directory information with those who request it. Directory information includes the student's name, their birth date, their address and phone number, where they've come from and what their major is, what degree they're seeking if they're enrolled, that type of information. We are given permission to do so. We do not have to share this information with anyone. So if ever you receive a call from someone and it seems like they don't really have a good reason to know anything about a particular student, you certainly would not have to share that information with them. However, if an employer is calling to verify that a student is enrolled, for instance, we would share that information as directory information, except in the cases where a student has requested that we do not share any information, in which case we need to look up all students whenever there's a request for any kind of information about them. This is particularly important for those who answer the phone in any capacity on campus. If somebody's asking for any enrollment verification information or seeking other information about any particular students, it's important to check this FERPA authorization list to see what the student has requested. The student may have requested that no directory or non-directory information be shared. The student may have listed certain people to be able to receive non-directory information. That includes their GPA, their grades for particular courses, their billing information, financial aid information, and social security number, those kinds of really identifying pieces of information from their academic record. And so we need to know what the student preference is. We'll show you how this works. So for instance, you could look over here and look for their name, but not all the student names are there yet. So you could also enter a name. Let's say I'm looking for Josh Valdez. I just enter Valdez. We'll see what I get. So this says there's more than one student here. That's correct, who both have that name. Now, we can't just click on these. What we need to do is go back up here. Actually, Raul is first. Okay, so then what we have is Josh Valdez has permitted only the release of directory information. So if an employer called wanting to know if Josh had graduated from Montreat College, I would be able to share that information because that's directory information. However, let's look at somebody else. If Jessica isn't a student anymore, but she's done this for us, posing as a student, if you will. You can see that she has listed 3 people. This would be for those who can receive non-directory information. That would include, again, billing information, grade information, that type of thing. So if Matt Langston, her husband, called, he could receive non-directory information. If he called to say, you know, I'm filling out this form for historic information and I need to know Jessica's GPA when she graduated, I would be able to share that with him if he could prove that he really was Matt Langston. The way that we have to prove your identity for this system is the personal identification phrase, or the PIP. So Jessica, as a student, has gone in there and created a PIP for all of these individuals. Now they could all be the same PIP or they could all be individualized as she has done it. It should not be something that would be identifiable on a password or something along those lines. It should be only something that the person would only know, but isn't going to jeopardize any passwords or other personal information, because anybody who's a staff member at the college would be able to access this list. So she made the phrase dark wolf for Matt. She's told him that that's what the phrase is. He'll remember it. When he calls, he'll supply that name, and then the person on the phone will be able to know, yes indeed, he is Matt Langston. I can share that GPA with him then. She's also put herself, which may seem strange, except that in the phone situation again, how do we know that Jessica is who she says she is? So she's created a personal identification phrase for herself as well. We are encouraging all students to do this. What can be difficult for them is if they call and we don't know who they are, we need them to go through this process prior to us giving information to them over the phone. Or if a parent calls, we need to have the parent talk to the student, to have the student go through this process for them if they have not already signed them up. So in order to do that, we've created a video similar to this on our Montreat Registrar YouTube page to show students how to go through this process. That's basically it. If a student had requested no information, then the message at the bottom would say that the student is declining any information to be shared with anyone. And those are basically your three options. If you have any questions about this, please contact the Montreat Registrar office. Thank you.